And thank you very much for your time this evening. So it's a little bit like a tree census. How many trees are there in Cape Town?
Absolutely. So I think it's important to understand that we're working towards the attainment of an urban forest in the city of Cape Town, which means that we're hoping to achieve about a 10% tree coverage across the entire city. And at the moment, the city is about 70% of the way towards achieving that. And this project has made it very clear in terms of where we need to focus our efforts going forward so that over the next 5 years or so we're able to reach the 10% tree coverage very quickly.
All right, so you're about 7% coverage of trees. Isn't Johannesburg already an urban forest? I'm sorry, I will never miss an opportunity for one-upmanship.
Unfortunately, yes, but as long as we know where we are currently, we'll be able to achieve tree canopies soon and hopefully be Johannesburg.
Okay, we'll keep trying. Just tell me why. I mean, obviously you want to find out if you can develop an urban forest, which is a wonderful thing. But what else did you discover about the trees of Cape Town? I'm sure you learnt a lot about the age of the trees and also the indigenous, versus the foreign alien trees, as they call them.
Absolutely. So this study helped us to appreciate the types of trees that we've got across the city, where they're located, the ages of the tree, how high these trees are even. But more especially, it's identified areas in the city where we need to actually start planting more trees so that we can differentiate between the low-lying shrubbery and low-lying trees towards increasing the tree canopy by putting in more indigenous or non-invasive alien trees as well that don't have too much of an impact on our immediate environments.
And one of the things we know is that the Cape Flats and the townships around Cape Town are often very dry and dusty. Does this project actually target those areas that most need trees?
Absolutely, and so that's again what the study has helped to identify. We've seen that in these particular areas, the Cape Flats, as you've mentioned, which is known for its winds as well, and also notwithstanding the fact that these are communities usually that sadly see the destruction of a number of trees for many, many different reasons. So we've got to actually look at what trees best fit in this location, indigenous trees specifically that can withstand the wind elements, but also the water demand in terms of needing to look after them going forward. As you know, the city has water challenges, and so the ongoing drought behavior is so important for us, especially when taking care of trees.
So when are you going to start planting and where?
We've already started. This Beating Johannesburg is serious. Last year, we planted about 5,000 trees at our sports fields where we have access to alternative water. This year, before COVID, we were hoping to launch our Spekboom challenge as well, for low-lying bushes. But our nurseries are full at the moment, and we've got lovely rain as well. So we want to be able to get more trees into the ground in a safe way through the necessary COVID responsible behavior. And we're encouraging our residents to reach out to us as well to say bring trees to our communities.
Trees are important. It's good for our environment, and of course it provides shade and a refuge from wind. But I'm just wondering how do you explain to someone, let's say in a poor area where perhaps they're living in a very in a shack, and you want to plant trees in their area, how do you explain to them that they can have a tree but they're not getting a house right now? And have you had any pushback in those areas?
It's only natural, and that's why community interaction is so important. And I've seen through my visits to a number of different communities, especially in Khayelitsha, where there are residential areas through RTPs, people have actually approached us to say, Councillor, can you not bring trees into our communities? We don't just want RTP houses, we want to make these spaces beautiful for our children. And so, notwithstanding the fact that even in our poorer areas, you have these different demographics in terms of housing modalities, we're looking at areas where we can reach out and work with residents so that the care of the tree is done in partnership with the city of Cape Town, because as you can imagine, we don't have a tree carer planted next to a tree. It's got to be together with our communities and the officials that help us make sure these trees can grow for many, many years across our city.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for your time this evening. The trees of Cape Town. That was Zahid Badroodien. He's a mayoral committee member for community services in the city of Cape Town.